What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we're checking out the latest gaming smartphone from Redmagic. The one that I have here today is called the Redmagic 7S Pro. This is one of the first phones available on the market that's using the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset. Now the biggest difference that I've noticed between the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, the one that we have inside this phone, is the operating temperature. So the other one, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, used to get really hot. Well, I haven't noticed that with this updated version of this chipset, so the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. Now, for those of you that like benchmark scores, keep in mind that this phone also has 18 gigs of RAM. So for those of you that like benchmark scores, this device gets an Antutu benchmark score of over 1,100,000. This is definitely the highest score that I have seen up until now. And as I typically say with most Redmagic phones, well, this is the fastest phone that I got to try up until now. And I'm sure this is gonna be the case till we get the next version of the next Redmagic phone that's gonna be available in a few months. So yeah, this is a super fast phone. Okay, so for a super quick unboxing, the device comes in a similar looking box to what we've seen in the past from other Redmagic devices. Inside the box, you're obviously gonna find the phone. We have the user manual, so you also get a case for the phone. We have the USB-C charging cable and of course the charger. This device supports 65-watt fast charging, and inside it we have a 5000 mAh battery. Now, it really depends how you use the phone, of course. If you're just watching videos, this is just an example so I can show you how much screen on time I was able to get under those conditions, basically. So if you're just watching videos with the screen at the maximum brightness and also using the screen with a refresh rate of 90 Hz, you can get up to 8 hours of screen on time. Of course, if you increase the refresh rate of the screen to 120 Hz, if you're playing games, you're not going to be able to get those 8 hours of screen on time. But for that particular test that I've done, I was able to get over 8 hours of screen on time on one charge. Aside from that upgraded chipset inside this one, and I'm comparing this to the Redmagic 7 Pro, we also seem to get a better under-screen selfie camera. So now the pictures that you're gonna take with that selfie camera look sharper, look a bit brighter, and even the quality of the video recordings has been improved when compared to the Redmagic 7 Pro. Now, I'm not comparing this with other phones that don't have an under-screen camera. I'm comparing this with the Redmagic 7 Pro. And of course, these are some examples of selfies that I took the other day and a bit of a video recording that I've done with that front-facing camera. So the maximum recording resolution for the front-facing camera is 1080p, so the same as it was on the Redmagic 7 Pro. We have the same 6.8 inches AMOLED screen that we had on the Redmagic 7 Pro, but with this one it seems that the fingerprint scanner, so the in-screen fingerprint scanner, seems to be a bit faster, so maybe half a second faster, maybe a little less than that, but it does seem to work better whenever you're unlocking the phone. So you just touch the screen and the phone unlocks right away. So I feel that the fingerprint scanner is also a bit better on this one compared to the Redmagic 7 Pro. The overall design of the device is pretty similar to the Redmagic 7 Pro. Now, of course, there are a couple of tweaks here and there, but overall it does look quite similar. At the top here we have the 3.5mm audio jack. Of course, we have the second speaker. So you get one speaker at the top and one speaker at the bottom. And as I said, for the Redmagic 7, that is the loudest set of speakers that I got to try up until now. And I guess I can even show you a quick example of those speakers in a bit. On the right hand side here we have the holes for the fan, so of course we have a fan inside this device. Then we have the volume button, so we have the power button, and at the bottom here we have the second speaker, we have the USB-C charging port, we have a hole for a microphone, and the slot for the SIM card. So this device can take two SIM cards at the same time. And on the other side, of course, we have the gaming button. So when you turn that on, basically switches to a gaming mode, I'm gonna say, where you can customize pretty much anything about any game that you have installed on the device. On the back here, we have the same set of cameras. I haven't really noticed a difference for those cameras. So the pictures do look quite similar to the pictures that I was able to get with the Redmagic 7. And these are some pictures that I took around the building a couple of days ago with this device. Now, on the back of this one, we also have two LEDs on the sides here, so in the center, well, according to the manufacturer, and it does look like we have something different there, but I was not able to find the option to turn those on or off anywhere. I'm not sure if that will come in a future software update, but as of right now is not able to turn those on. So I'm just telling you what I've seen on the manufacturer's website. So these are supposed to be some LEDs that light up. Okay, so let me quickly play a bit of recording just so you can hear how the dual speakers on this device sound like. So let's check that out. So as you've heard for yourself, the speakers on this device do get extremely loud. Definitely the loudest that I heard on any smartphone up until now. But kind of the same with the Redmagic 7 Pro that we got a few months back. And I'm not sure if I can actually capture that sound that well on the microphone. But they do sound much better in reality than you've heard. So the phone runs Redmagic OS version 5.5, which is based on Android 12. And as I said at the beginning of the video, this is definitely the fastest phone that I got to try up until now. So it doesn't really matter what application you're using, if you're just using Chrome to browse the web or if you're just using Facebook. Everything is extremely quick on it. And the most exciting part of this phone is definitely the gaming mode. So you activate the gaming mode from this button that we have on the side here. When you go into the gaming mode, you basically can change settings for every game that you have there. So if you want certain settings for one game, you can change only the settings for that particular game. We also have these buttons at the top here. These are customizable buttons that you can pretty much customize to do any action in a game. So again, it depends what game you're playing. For certain games you can have that shooting something, and for another game you can have the same button reloading a gun or something like that. So those buttons at the top there are customizable, but personally I feel that I still prefer doing all that on the screen. But there may be other people that find these two buttons useful, of course. So the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 that we had inside the Redmagic 7 Pro was running extremely hot, but that was the case with all the phones that were using that chipset. I think I tried 6 phones that were using that chipset, and after playing games for about 30 to 45 minutes with most phones would overheat and you would not be able to play games anymore. Now, the Redmagic 7 Pro was able to cope with that because it did have a fan on the back, so it would take way longer for that phone to overheat. But still, that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 was running extremely hot. Well, with this one that's using the new updated chipset, so the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, that's not an issue anymore. And this phone actually feels fairly cool whenever you're playing games for an extended period of time. So definitely a big difference between this one and the Redmagic 7 Pro whenever you're using the phone for long periods of time, of course. So as always, Redmagic delivered, and with the Redmagic 7S Pro, once again we got the fastest and the most powerful phone out there. But this is not just a gaming phone. I mean, you can do everything that you do the regular smartphone on this phone, but then for those times that you want to play a game and you don't want your phone to overheat, well, that's why we have that fan on the back. We have the gaming mode, so you can customize everything about those games. If you want to share those games on social media, you can record the screen whenever you're playing those games. And with that 18 gigs of RAM, of course, the phone can do all that without any issues. Plus, this version that I have has 512 gigs of internal storage. So there you have it. If you're looking for a really cool phone, something that's different than most other phones out there and a phone that can take a lot of gaming, definitely consider that Redmagic 7S Pro. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.